Well. You're listening to Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright then, I may say words on point, straightforward. No jibber jabber, everybody forward. Issues, facts and solution. Get it at Gloves Off with Professor Buitrón. Alright, what other thing is a revolution? Get it on point with Professor Buitrón. Gloves Off, no nonsense issues, politics, community. A better men for Laredo. Gloves Off, a revolutionary show with everything that you need to know with Professor Buitrón. Watch ya!
We're back at you in Gloves Off, and today I have a great guest, Scott Roberts, who is coming in, and he's running for, what is it, trustee for Laredo College.
Yes, sir.
Place 8?
Place 8, yes, sir.
And Mr. Roberts, number one, thank you for standing up.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
And thank you for standing up, because it means a lot when somebody writes their name down that they're going to become a candidate.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that means that you have the responsibility of a community or a certain district of that community to enhance a different lifestyle for people.
Absolutely.
So it means a lot. And you might not get that from everybody else, but we thank you.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Now, on that note, why would you run?
Well, I mean, it was an opportunity that presented itself. I've always volunteered my time in the community. I'm currently a city civil service commissioner with the city of Laredo, and I've always been willing to give my time and skills and efforts to the community as much as I can. And being a graduate of Laredo College, my wife being a graduate, one of my sons, another one received the certification there, I just feel that it was a perfect fit for me to get involved with the students that are wanting to attend or that are attending, and to work with the faculty and staff of Laredo Community College or Laredo College. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. What needs would you say that you've seen within the college that for us to propel to the future, that you say, you know what, with my skill, my background, if I go in there, I can do this for the college?
Well, I feel that, you know, first of all, the students need to be the primary focus of tuition reduction. I know they gave a 20% discount for the online classes for this semester. I think it needs to go further than that. I think if we drop it to a 40% discount, we would probably get increased enrollment. And then we could also expand the programs that are being offered within the college, because there's so much need around our community in South Texas for a lot of different types of career opportunities. And the business and private partnerships, community partnerships, need to be actually enhanced and expanded for those job opportunities, working more with the Texas Workforce Commission, working with the school districts to provide additional dual credits. I know we have awesome dual credit programs. There's a lot of funding out there for that. And you know, when we get these kids started on their college careers and their career paths much earlier while they're in high school, to show them that they have the ability to actually exceed in college and succeed in what they're doing, they wind up graduating with multiple credits toward their career goals, and they can start off their careers much sooner and with less debt. And that's really one of my goals to focus on, you know, is to really try to enhance and increase the volume of student enrollment within Laredo College, and at the same time providing purpose in the community to do much more than what we've seen over the recent years.
Absolutely. And you said an important two words there: decreased debt.
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely.
I think debt is killing a lot of us with student loans. You know, I have student loans, my wife, my kids.
Sure.
And I think tuition rates have gone unabated. I think there's ways to streamline it, especially when you have online courses. Regardless if we go back to campus or not after this COVID issue is dealt with, you know, lowering tuition rates for people that want to go online and actually take their classes, because we have a lot of working students. They live at home with their families. They're having to be primary supporters. We're in a community that's very high in our economically disadvantaged population, and having them graduate with massive debt with little job opportunities in communities is just, it's a no-go, because we wind up straining these students and these kids for future opportunities by having lack of opportunity, and yet them having massive debt that's piled upon them prior to them graduating.
Absolutely. And you know, a lot of, you said workforce, and that's a word that is needed, and that's a word that is being resonated throughout all the candidates that are running right now in this election. It's a workforce, the workforce of Laredo. What is the workforce of Laredo? There's no manufacturing jobs. There's no this, but there are certain skills here. You know, one of the candidates earlier said that they wanted to. There's a lack of CDL drivers, you know, tractor trailer drivers.
Absolutely.
Is there any way we can produce courses for that from the city?
I would like to see Laredo College build upon what they've started. I know they have a CDL classes, but you know, that's a big environment of business. You know, where our trucking industry is huge. Not only that, with our diesel mechanics, our welding programs, you know, we have the oil and gas industries here. There's a lot of industries that have been in the backbone of Laredo for a long time, but we also have our retail and our hospitality that we really need to actually start focusing on as well in the management courses and so on. And of course, education and our medical has really done very well over the years. I mean, we've gotten accolades and everything. We definitely have a need for that in our community, but we need to look at expanding, you know, to go to solar, to go to wind power. I know that we're getting a lot of wind farms now. There needs to be technicians for that. Those are high-paying jobs. I think those are the real beneficial opportunities that we can seek out to really provide the decent, you know, living wages of what people are actually seeking when they graduate.
Absolutely. And you know, I taught there. I was an agent instructor for several years in the Laredo Community College, and I saw a verge of great enthusiasm by the alumni, by the students there. They wanted to learn. The athletic department was going on. Right now, we don't have an athletic department. Right now, I've talked to many coaches, and I've talked to some trustees, and some trustees say that we're going to bring back eventually the athletic department.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these coaches and assistant coaches were just fired, and a lot of them say that they're not coming back. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a travesty, first of all. I mean, you know, athletics is not only helping with our health, especially during this COVID crisis, it helps with mental health. You know, the students' mental health, a lot of times are driven by outdoor activity. And if you don't have outdoor activity within our communities, like right now our parks, recreational centers, everything is shut down to where when people are staying at home, now I understand there's a health crisis going on, but we've had health crises in the past, and we have to rise above and beyond that and move forward. Now, as far as the staff and the students' safety and security, that's a priority, but at the same time, we can't just leave it to whatever it would be in order for them to just say, well, you know, sorry, you don't have a job anymore. I mean, I think that there was a way we could have probably had Laredo College have their sports without necessarily shutting everything down and terminating the employment of these individuals. That's just not what I would recommend to do at all.
Absolutely, because a lot of them will have their concerns, a lot of them have voiced their concerns, a lot of them call, and a lot of them don't have jobs, you know, and a lot of students also say, why am I going to go to this college now that just doesn't have it? Then no one is going to come back. Let me just go to another college that they do have their,
Absolutely.
You know. I had one call me and he said, you know what, Paul, I just came down from, I think it was in Utah, and he goes, and I was watching a football game. I go, and the most moronic thing happened. I go, what happened? He goes, well, for an hour and a half, they were sweating and spitting and touching each other on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then when my grandson came up to high five each other, they said, no, you need social distancing, put on your mask and go to the side. He goes, for an hour and a half, they were on top of each other,
Right.
sweating and spitting and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, now you're going to do social distancing? And he goes, what moronic state of mind do we live in? And I go, that's exactly it. We have to stop living in fear.
Right. I think the fear factor has driven a lot of this. I do understand it's a health crisis.
Sure.
I think at first when we did the shutdown, so we could examine and evaluate where we were going with this, but you know, it's been shown that the younger community, our kids, are less susceptible to this. Now, if Laredo College decides to implement a COVID testing for their sports programs, I think that would be fine. We do what the NFL and NBA have done. You know, reduce the number of spectators, but we can do live sports. We can actually televise it. I mean, there's ways to go around where everybody's going to actually have that enjoyment of opportunity versus just saying, well, we're just going to do away with it altogether.
You know, and I'm glad you said about other ways and means of live. We have an excellent video animation program in there. They can easily do that. You know, that's the way you put your students to work and start learning how to do things for them to go out there in the workforce. There's a lot of things that we can do.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of things that we can do, and that's a lot of things that we have to stop thinking and think outside the box.
Right, like, you know, with the school districts, you know, they're doing virtual mostly. Now some of the students are coming back depending on what the parents decide, which is okay. It's the best interest of whatever they decide for their families. We all understand that. You know, the government's given us sole opportunity to decide for ourselves how we're going to be. Whether, you know, of course, when we go out in public, we do wear the mask and everything. But we have opportunities to where we have a lot of college-going students. They need community service hours. Put them online within the classrooms and the labs that they have, or from the house with their Zoom cameras and everything, and provide them opportunities to be not only mentors, but also provide them to be tutors for the students in school that perhaps might be struggling, that need that additional help. You got students that are mathematics majors, you got students that are English majors, students that are educational majors. I mean, there's all opportunities. Even with the televised medical help and opportunity, these students are getting their education and their certifications to become nurses. They can do online help for our community and say, hey, if you have a question about your health, call us. We'll work with the Laredo City of Laredo Health Department. We'll get all the information together, and you can call us in live and actually have that one-on-one conversation.
You know, all that needs to happen, but it's not happening.
Right.
We need to have the elected officials from all the different municipalities, the schools and municipalities, and get together and say, you know what, enough of this, to start working together for the benefit of our community.
Absolutely.
Because it's the same tax dollar that's coming in.
Absolutely.
It's the same person that's paying all the 3 different entities, or 4 entities, or
Right.
whatever, 5 entities, you know? So everybody needs to still come in, not one over here and not mandate. No, everybody.
We all need to come together. It's all of our tax dollars being put forth in order to help the community, and not having individual governmental entities deciding, you know, on their own when it contradicts one against the other. I think we all need to come together. We all need to sit down and say, hey, what's going to be best for our Laredo community, our kids, you know, in order for us to really, really get over this and beyond this. You know, instead of living in fear all the time, because this fear mongering of the COVID, you know, we've seen the statistics. We've seen that, you know, it's equivalent to the flu pretty much in the way the symptoms are and everything. And we've dealt with the flu every single year with our flu shots campaigns and so on. Hopefully, once the vaccine is done for COVID, we do the same for the COVID, and we can move forward. Now, obviously, you and I are at that age group of more vulnerabilities and stuff, but we do take care of ourselves, and it's our own personal decisions on how we're going to do that, and we limit our contact. So as everybody's aware of that, and we're limiting our contact, we're practicing our personal hygiene and whatnot, I think there's nothing that we can't overcome on that.
And you're absolutely correct, and that's what we need to do. Everybody needs to start respecting what is there, stop living in fear, and start living.
Absolutely.
Start living. Okay?
Absolutely.
We have to adapt. And those that adapt are the ones that lead forward. You know, it's just
Yes, sir.
back to Darwinism, basic. You know, if you don't adapt, you're gonna go out.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, that's just the way the law of the land goes.
Right.
Okay, but let's say this. Let's say November 4th comes around, and God wills you the chance to represent everybody,
Yes, sir.
the trustees. What will be the first thing that you'll say? You know what? This is what we need to tackle. Let's look at this.
Well, I would like to see the students come back to campus. I really would. I mean, there's nothing like a college atmosphere, right? And the students that are going to college, just like in high schools, you know, you have those days of reminiscence, you have those days of camaraderie. You have those days of opportunity to share and talk. And I really think that us being shut down and not having that social interaction is really detrimental to our mental health. I think it's really going to affect us in the long run. A lot of these students and stuff that are not used to these things are going to withdraw. They're going to suffer from depressions. There's going to be a lot of other health issues that we're dealing with. So I think the mental health aspect and our willingness to move forward is going to be really, really strong and key to the success of Laredo College moving forward.
Absolutely. You know, you mentioned something about depression. And when this first started, that's the first thing I told everybody. The suicide rates. Let's start, you know, if you see somebody going down that rabbit hole, pick them up and get them out. And I'm very proud with PLAD of Laredo for their help and everything else, because, you know, we send some people that way.
Absolutely.
And folks, if you are going into depression or you feel that, give us a call. We'll help you out. You know, you can call me directly, 956-401-4868, and we'll get some help, because that's what we're here for. We're here for the community in general, and we have to help one another. And right now, that's what's happening. You know, you're at home by yourself, you're at work by yourself, or in school by yourself,
Right.
and
Well, social media is only going to do so much for us, right?
Exactly
We
right.
need that interaction. We need that human contact.
absolutely.
And whether, you know, we're practicing our social distancing or not, like we are today, we still have opportunities to communicate. And I think we're all self-aware enough to know that, you know, if we are suffering from symptoms and stuff, the first thing you do, go and get tested. Just to make sure. You want to protect your family, you want to protect your friends, you want to protect the community. And I think as long as we all practice that and do that, then there's nothing we can't accomplish here.
Absolutely. We've lived through pandemics before, and we've done great, and we're still here. People say, well, you know, the Constitution, they weren't around there was no pandemic. Yes, there were.
Yes.
Smallpox and typhoid, tuberculosis.
We had some
Very
very horrible, formidable diseases in the past.
And they created the best country in the world, which is the United States of America, and
Right.
now we're here with this.
We're resilient people.
Exactly right. We're gonna make it. So I know we're running out of time, and it's a great conversation. It's great to understand that a person that feels that amenable about the college
Absolutely.
has his name on the ballot. But if somebody wishes to contact you, how can they contact you to help you out in your campaign?
My phone number is 956-771-8499. I also have my email at scottroberts1025 at gmail.com. And I do have a Facebook page that's up right now. So if they please give me a phone call. If I'm not able to answer, I'll have my wife take the number down and I will return the phone calls.
Absolutely. Folks, next week, Thursday, is early vote. Research each and every candidate. It's going to be a long ballot. The Webb County Elections Administration is doing a great job. If you're afraid to get down, there's curbside voting. They're doing perfect. The governor gave us an extra week for early vote, so there's no excuses. That's just right.
Webb County Elections Office has posted the sample ballots for all precincts. They also have all the early voting sites up.
Sure.
You can print it out, you know, tell your family and friends, and, you know, please get out to vote.
Absolutely. Folks, until next time, peace.
Thank you.
The following political paid advertisements do not reflect the political opinions of the program or its associates. Any political campaign or candidate who wishes to purchase advertising can do so. Advertising is open to all on behalf of Gloves Off.
Hello, how are you? My name is Celestino Marina. I'm running for City Council, District 5, and I would like your support. Together, we will win. Thank you.
Hi Laredo, this is Carlos Perez. I'm running for Laredo College Board of Trustees Place 8. You can follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CG Perez for LC. I look forward to gaining your support this campaign season and earning your vote November 3rd. Thank you.
Laredo College needs a leader, an educator with a vision to move forward for a positive change. This is why, as your candidate, I want accessible education, and most importantly, I want to listen to your concerns as a stakeholder, students, faculty, staff, and taxpayers. It's time for education over politics.
Vote Justin Huntsnusher Casiano for Laredo College Board, Place 7.
Hi, I'm Amber Avis Hinojosa, ready to change the direction of District 8. As a resident and business owner in the heart of the community, I know the pressing issues at hand. It's time to realize the potential in this district. Join me in the fight to bring change.
Vote Amber Avis Hinojosa for City Council District 8. The future of our district is in our hands.